Christina Murphy is in charge of Leaf Frederick. And I met you a while ago, and I thought it was really fascinating that you have programs to teach people about tick prevention mostly. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes. The LEAF Program Inc. Frederick branch. That's me. And what we do is we do tick bite prevention education as a service for school age children 8 years and up. And we like to help teach the camp counselors, teachers, parents about that as well.
And so primarily you get to the kids through either the school system or summer camp programs or things like that. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes, definitely. In fact, case in point, we're going to be doing a program through the city of Frederick with the Boys and Girls Club in Frederick for Mayor's Day in May. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, that's really great. Awesome. If you can, maybe for our viewers, give me kind of a high level of what things we should look out for after we've spent some time outside.
The prevention starts before you even get out the door. We ask people to please use bug repellent before they go outside. And then when they come back in the door, to remove shoes, do a tick check, their clothing. A hot shower is usually the best way to go so that you can check yourself. And then put your clothing in a hot dryer for 10 minutes to kill any of the bugs that are on your clothes. If you find a tick, don't throw it out, don't burn it. Put it into a plastic Ziploc bag, put your name, the date, and the city you live in, and send it in to be tested to either tickcheck.com, be checked, get what kind of tick it is and what kind of different diseases they may carry.
Wow, I had no idea you could
So that is
actually do
needed
that.
to have data for the CDC, health centers. Information and data will filter down to doctors.
Very interesting. What got you into, what attracted you to this program?
Well, in 2009, I had been working as the head gardener of the Schifferstadt Architectural Museum, and I came down with an unknown illness where half of my body did not function. I went to doctors. I was diagnosed with many different things. And finally, in 2009, I was diagnosed with Lyme disease. And through the course of being treated by doctors, they found out that I had contracted Lyme disease, Bartonella, and babesiosis at some point in my life. And I went into 4 years of treatment, and that set me on the road of educating. Now, in 2013, I had started educating on my own in Frederick. And then in 2019, I partnered up with Dr. Nancy Fox because she invited me to join her organization. It was really nice of her.
Yeah, that's excellent. And so your quest to find out what was affecting you led you to this. And I know there are so many people out there who took years to be diagnosed with Lyme's disease because the symptoms can be so varied for everybody.
It's true. It's different for every person, and it's based on a person's genetics and what type of disease that they get from the tick. I mean, there's Rocky Mountain spotted fever, anaplasmosis, and like me, the trifecta of Lyme, Bartonella, and babesiosis. People are not going to know because they call these things great imitators, and they imitate other diseases that the doctors are more familiar with. So they would think first that it would be the other thing, and then if they find out you've been bitten by a tick, then they can take it from there. So it's a fascinating, complex situation, and Dr. Fox and I both agree that prevention is the number one thing to make it a lot simpler.
Yeah, and with kids getting ready to get out of school and being outside for the summer, we hope, obviously, getting some fresh air and being outside, it's very
Yes,
important to try to prevent this from ever happening. So,
yes,
yeah, so you say bug repellent helps, yes?
yes, very much so.
That's,
There are
yeah.
bug repellent for the skin, Also, you can use permethrin for the clothing. So that's a two tactic way of dealing with the bugs.
Yeah, yeah. I don't like bugs actually. I don't know what happened to me. I think once I got into my teen years, that was it. Um, what does
Absolutely.
LEAF stand for?
The letters LEAF stand for Lyme Education Awareness Foundation.
Yeah, yeah. I know some people are confused when we had leaf on something. They thought it was something different, and yeah, it's about Lyme's Lyme's
Right.
disease. Well, with all the legalization, I'll just say they were concerned that the shirts were being worn in schools, and had to assure them, nope, it's about Lyme's disease. So
That's correct.
yeah, yeah. So you educate not only families and children through the school system or camps, like I said. What other way? What can parents do to help raise awareness about the program so that you can continue to spread the word?
If parents could let STEM teachers in the schools know that we have a curriculum and we have books and we have a brand new interactive game that the kids can play so that they can learn. This way that the schools can start using them um, in programs that they would use for education in times when they're not doing the regular classes. Any introduction to camps to say we know this great program. Word of mouth is the best thing. I cannot stress how fabulous that is.
Yeah. Now, Dr. Fox has been studying limes for ages, right? So she is kind of a quintessential expert on the subject.
Dr. Nancy Fox wrote the book on it. She wrote the three children's books, the curriculum, and it was a joint effort between the board and her to put this game together. Dr. Fox is a doctor of education, and she is also a person that has had to deal with Lyme disease herself. And both of us have been doing this type of education for 11 years now.
If there was one thing you wanted people to know about Leaf of Frederick, what would you say?
The bottom line for me is that I want every family to know that prevention is a key role to guaranteeing that our children will have safe choices for when they go outside. Making sure that our children never have to live with some of the things that we have seen other children have I mean, it takes our hearts. We are very heartbound, passionate about making sure our future generations just don't have to deal with the past problems of the past 30 years of children growing up with this disease.
It's interesting because, when I think back, when was Lyme's actually named?
Okay, history buff here. The disease of Borrelia has been around since the BC era. I won't get too into that right now, but Lyme was named in Connecticut back in the 1980, I believe.
Okay.
So, Lyme, Connecticut was where the first group of people that they found had a strange disease, and they discovered it there. So that, of course, that's when the name stuck.
Because you don't remember hearing too much about it. Well, I certainly don't in my childhood, but I come
Right.
across people every day who have now at least been diagnosed. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm sure that that's a relief to them because at least they know. What kind of treatments are available today for Lyme? Even though we're trying to prevent it, obviously, but what?
Correct. Traditional Western methods of treating Lyme disease is to treat with courses of antibiotics, and if it's a very bad situation, to do IVIG or using that method of applying antibiotics to your system. You can also use other traditional treatments like acupuncture and the Eastern thought processes. And I ended up going to a doctor down in Rockville, and I was on multiple courses of antibiotics that were staggered.
Mm,
So I can only use my experience as a demonstration. Each case is different, so it will
sure.
be treated differently.
Yeah.
We try not to get into the medical. We always refer out because
Sure, of course.
it gets too complex.
Yeah, yeah. Totally understand. Well, look, we appreciate you doing what you're doing, hopefully preventing anyone from having to deal with the agony of Lyme's. And I do know it can be debilitating for people. And yeah, we want to prevent all of that. And we'll make sure that the website is on screen
Thank you.
for parents who may want to bring your program into their school or their summer camps, or if they know somebody that they can influence to get this program in, it can be vital to children to make sure prevention is key. So we will
Thank
make
you.
sure and get all of that to the people watching, and appreciate your time today.
Oh, thank you so much, Danny. It's a pleasure talking with you.
You as well.